better materials to make the pussy. And that's true. This is real. No one should be getting angry at me. I know that people are going to get angry at this and they're going to go, this is actually a very serious issue and you're trivializing it. But I'm actually not. I'm actually saying you can't build a pussy out of bowels. You got to use better material to build my son's pussy. If my son wants a pussy, I want him to have a good one. I want it to be wet. I want my son to have a wet pussy. I want that. You think I want my son to have some a dry puss? A dry pussy?
Jesus.
I want my son's pussy to be so wet that when he gets up from the chair on Christmas dinner, he leaves a trail. Like a snail. Here's the thing. Can I even do the show anymore? Because it's like, can you satirize any of this anymore? Wait, can you make jokes about it? Like, what? I don't even know anymore. Like, how do you heighten any of this? How do you make any of this, how do you make any of this funny without, I don't know anymore. It's like, we're at a point pretty soon where like, whatever I do, whatever you want to call it, what I do, political satire, I don't know what you want to call it, social commentary, it's almost becoming it's crazy to even talk about, but I'm dead serious about this. This is a tragedy, and I want everyone to do the right thing.
It just seems very loose.
This is not good. They say they got E. coli. You know what salmonella? I ate raw cookie dough once, and I went, am I going to get salmonella from it because of the egg? But this is what I mean about risks we take in life. I ate raw cookie dough. Someone gets a puss. But it shouldn't be a risk. You should be able to transition in a healthy way, and it should be cost effective. It shouldn't be hard. And your family should be involved. Your family should be involved in your you know what I mean? Why wouldn't, if you got a new pussy, you not show it? Like, there was me and this kid, Dan. We were on the road for a while, and we used to say this stuff all the time, and it was really funny. We used to say the sentence where we go, don't be too embarrassed to ask your son to see his pussy. And we said that's going to be the quote of 2021. Don't be too embarrassed to ask your son to see his new pussy. And that's what I think, that's the advice I give to fathers. That's the advice I give to fathers right now. You know your son has a pussy. And you know he's proud of it. Ask to see it. You're not going to be aroused. You're not sick. You're not a sicko. You just want to make sure that they did the right thing by your son. Because you took him in. And they're, giving him a puss so he can become your daughter. And you're like, I'm cool with all that. I'm fine with all that. Go, hey, guys, I'm good with that. I don't care. By the way, I wouldn't care. A lot of people don't care. If your son becomes a daughter, your daughter becomes a son. Some people care. But you want them to be healthy and happy and have the best private parts they can have. That can't be controversial. It can't be controversial to say, I want my transgender son or daughter to have the best fake private parts they can have. And I'll pay for it. I've got money. I've got money to buy a cock for my daughter. But it's got to be good. It can't kill her. Your pussy killed my son. How many people are going to have to run into a medical facility and go, your pussy killed my son? That's going to be the new Braveheart. I'm just saying that we got to figure it out. TimDillonComedy.com for live shows, tickets, and all the stuff that you might like. We'll be back next week. Our Patreon. We will see you on the Patreon as well. We're uploading an episode. We are back in the groove of it. Some tickets left in Palm Beach, Charleston, Hershey, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Funner, California, San Francisco, and then Parks Casino in September. We really appreciate everybody for listening, and I don't want anyone to get offended by this. By the way, this isn't my goal. My goal is not to offend. My goal is to heal. To heal the puss. My goal is to heal. I know it's tough.
This is.
I believe there are trans
this is a
people.
big
I don't
threat.
want to live in the dark ages. I'm just saying, when we discuss these things, it sounds crazy because some of it's crazy, but maybe it's just new.
Oh, he's out of
Maybe
time.
it's just new and you got to get over it. Maybe you got to get over it and you just got to go, listen. It is what it is. And this is the new game. These are the new game in town is to make things easier and better for people and more convenient. And I'm just saying that if I had a son and they wanted a vagina, I would want that vagina to be top of the line and not a diseased wreck. And people are going to be like, no, there's two people going to get mad at me. The Christian people that are like, why would you ever tolerate your son wanting a vagina? I'm like, whatever, he wants a puss. He feels like a girl, he wants a vagina. And then the trans people are like, you're actually making it all about body parts and you're making it all about this. And I'm like, but a little bit is about the parts. And I just want him to have the Bentley flying spur of pussies. And if that makes me a bad father, if it makes me a bad dad to want my son to have the top of the line pussy,
All right.